There are moments in life when you come across an issue, you come across a person, and you say, boy, I got to cover that issue. I have to do something with that man or woman. Well, that's how I feel about everything involving Brian Talley and his story. I'm happy to say that I've shared Brian's story over the years with many, but this is the first time that people in Phoenix are going to hear it, and you need to pay very, very close attention. Brian Talley, welcome, my friend.
Jeff, Katz, it's great being on your show.
Well, thank you. I'm just borrowing it from James T. this morning, but I wanted to take the opportunity to let everybody know about who you are and what you have done. And we have a limited amount of time, so I want you to give everybody sort of that encapsulated version of what you went through as you were navigating this VA system.
Sure, so back in January 2016, I'm living the American dream, just a regular Joe, custom landscape owner, former Marine. And one day I couldn't get out of bed, and I had tremendous pain that I ended up at the VA emergency room. And one thing led to another, and, I ended up going through months and months of delayed and denied care. And it ruined my life. It put me on a path of just trying to figure out what has happened to me. I ended up having a bone-eating staph infection that aggressively ate my spine and my internal organs for over 4 months before they figured out what was going on. They just fed me pills and kept me in an incapacitated state. My wife was, a great advocate for me, and all she did was just bring me to the ER, and she just did everything she could to, for me to get the care that I needed and deserved in a very critical time in my life.
Yeah. So all of this, as memory serves, is done by a contracted physician with the VA, and that limited your opportunities for any sort of redress.
Yeah, so what happened, so there was about 9 clinicians that were all failed to meet the standard of care in the VA. Once I filed a federal tort claim for damages, the VA came out and they led us down this garden path that stated that they were going to settle my claim and that everything was going to be okay and we're not going to lose everything. I mean, this medical malpractice case, put me on my knees for years and years, and I'm still struggling today with the permanent injury that's left. What happened was the VA General Counsel cherry-picked one independent contractor that's working within the halls and the walls of the VA, and they were able to see their way out of paying any rightful compensation and seeing their way out of any culpability due to a law that was written in 1946 that shields independent contractors from being responsible for any harm that they commit inside a veterans hospital.
Wow. So we jump forward. You have the Talley Bill. This is a great piece of legislation that would protect veterans, give veterans who have received substandard care by contracted doctors and staff members the opportunity to file a claim. Can you give us a 60-second version of where you started with the bill and how it wound up?
Yes, sir. In my weakest and most vulnerable time of pain, anxiety, depression, everything just completely stacked against me. I went to my congressman to tell him what had been going on with this completely fraudulent and criminal action that we were up against. Several weeks later, my congressman was indicted on federal charges, and it was another dagger to the heart. So, again, through resilience and perseverance, I picked up a law book. I drafted my own online legislative team. I drafted my own bill, became my own member of Congress, hand-delivered it to Washington, D.C., where I walked the halls of Congress, going door to door, urging lawmakers to change this outdated law that has destroyed the lives of veterans and their families for generations. And through, again, prayer, passion, and a plan I was able to have 4 bills introduced in Congress over a 3-year period where it was my job and my duty to protect 20.2 million American veterans And I'm happy to report that on January 5th of 2021, one of President Trump's last actions as president, he signed my bill into law that closed this generational loophole that, again, has dishonored veterans and their families for far too long.
Well, I am staring right now, Brian, at a couple of challenge coins that acknowledge the passing of the tally bill, the signing by President Trump. I want people to learn more about this, and this is a shameless plug, and you wouldn't do it, but I'm doing it for you. I want people to get your book. I want folks in the Valley here who are veterans to bring you in, because I know you're doing speaking engagements now. Quickly now, how do they get the book, and how do they contact you to get you here to tell your story to them?
Sure. So my book is I Didn't Choose This Job, It Chose Me. It's available on Amazon. It's really available anywhere books are sold online, to include Barnes & Noble as well. It's a story that spans 6 years, and it's a very incredible story. If anybody's looking for hope or some inspiration in their life, this will definitely be a book that will add sincerely a tremendous life value to anybody who decides to pick it up. And I'm also doing some motivational speaking these days. And folks can reach out to me, thetallybill@gmail.com, thetallybill@gmail.com for any scheduling, events.
All right, thetallybill@gmail.com. And the name of the book again?
I Didn't Choose This Job. It Chose Me by Brian J. Talley.
Brian, I love you, brother. I love everything that you've done. God bless you, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon. That is Brian Talley. I'm telling you right now, you need to know his story. You need to get the book, and if you're a veterans group, you need to bring him in and let him educate and entertain and inspire your membership.